What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. On this day today, I want to share part one of the way that God has directed my steps. And that would be in the context of dating. Now, I've shared already how prior to dating Megan, I did not have much of a dating history, period. And that is certainly a way that God has protected me, as I have testified. But I'm going to share a way He's directed my steps. Because it wasn't all just, me just living life unconsciously and then I just so happened to start dating Megan. There was some direction from God that helped me along the way. In part one, we'll just see how far we get. But I think where I want to start the story is summer after senior year of high school. Now, I went into senior year of high school thinking I want to date someone, not anyone in particular, but I think I just thought hey, once I get to college, dating all of a sudden might matter. In early high school, I wasn't into it. I also knew that I was very short and also looked even younger than I even was. And so I just knew dating, it's just not really, it didn't have much of my attention in the early high school days. But late high school, going into senior year, I'm thinking I probably want to date someone because that'll help me just know a little bit about what dating is like and be ready to date in college. And there's a chance that whoever I date in high school could become a long-term relationship, but even if it didn't, it would be the experience I'd be thankful for. I don't really support that way of thinking now, but it turned out to thankfully not be detrimental for my life. I go through senior year all year, wanting to date, just listening to Taylor Swift, sparks fly. And I'm when is this gonna work out, And anyways, I was still, though, very much a Christian and wanting to follow God, so I wasn't trying to sell my soul for a girl or anything like that. But for most of the year, there was someone at any given point throughout the year that I was interested in. And thankfully, none of those turned into anything in particular, but there were several different times where, I don't know, where I was almost dating someone, or I went on a couple dates with someone, or it's we're talking with someone, and I'm sharing this as backstory because what happened in every single one of those instances, obviously, is that they ended. Sometimes more me prompted, sometimes more her prompted. But the point is, what I realized internally, summer after senior year, is I don't really know how to follow God and date someone. And it wasn't I was turning my back on God. There wasn't all these great mistakes that I made or anything, but just mental bandwidth wise, I could not understand literally how to date without it significantly detracting from my ability to think about God, to pray, to read my Bible, to my spiritual fervor. As I would get closer and closer to dating someone, or more and more involved in talking with someone, I could tell that it was winning my attention and my infatuation, and my spiritual fervor was decreasing in order to make more room in my mind and life for this potential girl, And I observed that, and I thought, surely that's not the way it's supposed to be. Like, I don't think God's like super anti-dating. I don't think everyone is supposed to just do an arranged marriage, but I would rather do an arranged marriage than and somehow be able to maintain my spiritual growth than have to give up on my spiritual life in order to make room for a dating relationship. And so I went into freshman year of college saying, I'm not going to date freshman year of college. And I think that was God prompted. I don't think that was like me saying, I won't. It was more like I observed this pattern of, I'm not doing this super good. I think there's a way to do this that's more just spiritually whole, rather than me picking one or the other, girl or God. But I don't know how to do that yet. I know there's a trick, and I don't know what it is yet. And I felt like, in a sense, the solution from the Lord was, hey, don't date freshman year. And so I had that direction, and I didn't question it. And so it became super helpful a couple times. I mean, there were, you go from Houston Christian High School to Texas A&M University, and all of a sudden, the amount of girls that you know just multiplies many times over. There's just a lot more people at Texas A&M. And so, as this young budding individual, I'm like, man, it makes you kind of excited to date one day, because you're thinking like this. I know a lot of awesome people, and like I might get to date one of them. Like it's an exciting time, but I wasn't swept away by that, because I knew like, hey, it's not what I'm doing right now. So I didn't spend a lot of time thinking about who might I date or who might I like, which was helpful for my focus and the purity of my spiritual growth, and even the purity of my like my friendships with women, with girls. It was not like with dating in mind. It's not like I got to actually make friends that were girls. Couldn't really do that super good before, because there's still that back of the head thought of, but do I like them? But would I ever like them? And it's like my freshman year, it was just bliss. It was like, I'm just your brother. Like, let's not be weird. Like, I'm just your friend. Like, I just care about you. Like, I just want to know what you like to do, because you're a human being. And and genuinely, for me to feel free from just those ulterior motives of a potential future dating relationship. So helpful, so clutch. Best idea ever, God. Thank you. The other reason why that was a helpful way that God directed my steps is that there were at least, I'd say 1.5 occasions where I essentially had to like turn down a dating relationship because of someone that expressed a desire to date or a desire to be in a relationship. And if that happened to me freshman or senior year of high school, I'd be like, really? Like, someone likes me back? Wow, this is awesome. Like, of course, if you're a good person and you love God too, then like, there's a great chance this could work. And if you're my same height or shorter, I mean, there's a 95% chance this could be a match made in heaven, And I would have just pounced on that opportunity. But I knew freshman year of college, like, that I'm not supposed to date. It's not going to be what's best for me. And so it was awesome to turn down these opportunities, or to just not blow wind on those flames, because I knew that wasn't what I was supposed to do. And it was clutch for the clarity of my peace of mind. Like, those weren't hard decisions, because it was like the decision has already been made. And it also wasn't super personal, because it's like, I'm not even trying to decide if I like you or not. This isn't even about if I like you or not. This is just like, I'm not supposed to date right now, so, you know, nothing really else to say about it. And I'm really thankful for the way that God directs my steps in that way. And fast forward a little bit as I wrap up here, I went into fall of sophomore year. You know, summer after freshman year, I'm praying a little bit like, okay, I did the whole freshman year don't date thing. Like, is this next semester? Does that mean I start dating? And I felt really clearly from the Lord, like, fall sophomore year, don't date. So I learned later on that some people do things called a dating fast. I wasn't spiritual enough to know what that meant. I wasn't doing a dating fast. I just was fasting from dating, you know, but it wasn't anyways, it didn't feel like a fast, because I was not someone that previously had lots of dating relationships that I then had to surrender. It's like, I'm just not going to start. Like, I'm not supposed to date right now. So again, had that same clarity. It was definitely from the Lord, fall of sophomore year as well. Hey, don't date. Great, thumbs up. Didn't think anything of it. It's not on my mind. It's not what I'm pursuing. And that freed me up again to pursue things that he had for me. So thankful for that. I could share ways that was really clutch, but at the very least, it was clarity, it was peace of mind, and there really was a lot of things that I did in those 3 semesters. And by far, if you were to pick a 1.5 year period of my life that had the most long-term transformation, it was those 3 semesters. And so if I was thinking about dating, or always wondering if I might date, or evaluating the potential of someone to date, like, it would have stolen from how impactful those 3 semesters really could have been and ultimately were in my life. And so I'm thankful that God just made space to just totally just expand my worldview and my personhood in ways that I didn't even foresee. So that's what I want to share with y'all today. I'll talk to y'all soon. Life is worship. God is love.